Hello, my name is Don and welcome to episode 16 of the Football Manager Let's Play on my channel with Blackburn Rovers. Couple of games since the last game. Obviously this is the last one before the transfer window, which is why we're coming back just now. Also it's against Leeds, which is quite an important match for our season. Obviously we managed to avoid the sack. The board never really came back to me. I think they were a bit annoyed that I'd been applying for other jobs. We obviously didn't get the Sunderland job. I've not heard back from Middlesbrough yet, and we had an interview with Sheffield Wednesday. I've not heard back then either. But thinking about it, if we were going to keep this job, I do want to stay with Blackburn. It was the whole point of this series. I was turning it into a journeyman because it was looking like we were going to get sacked, and I wasn't sure how to turn it around. Now results have changed a little bit. I've done some adjustments to player instructions. That's happened since the results have actually changed, and it's continued to help. But I think we're creating a few more chances now with that, and not just a few more chances, but a few more clear chances rather than the sort of half chances that we were creating previously. So since the last episode, which was Derby, we drew 0-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. Two teams, I think we were well on top, and certainly in the second half, until Jackson Irvine got sent off. They then had Sam Hutchinson sent off. So that was sort of that. And then we played Rotherham, who were sitting mid-table. Jason Cummins opened from Jordan Clark cross as Phil was suspended due to yellow cards. Liam Boyce scored from a corner. It was flicked on brilliantly by Prestia, and then he, from another corner, we got a penalty, which Liam Boyce also converted. I'm a little bit confused. Is he left-footed? He is. Yeah. I swear down Liam Boyce was right-footed. So that's the two games since the Derby game. As you can see though, 4 games without conceding a goal, and in that time 8 goals scored, which is good. At the same time, I think they mentioned something like 275 minutes of game time where David Raya played that we hadn't conceded a goal as well. I'm not actually sure exactly when he got injured and when he came back, but obviously that's very good as well. And that was before the Rotherham game, so you can add another 90 onto that. So you're talking a good 3 or 4 games with David Raya in goal where we've not conceded. So we've got Leeds today, then we've got Brighton on Monday, Monday, Saturday is a logical fixture list. So I'm going to prioritise this game because the Brighton game will be a bit harder, and 3 points against Leeds gives us clear breathing space over Leeds, who are just above the relegation zone. It would give us 8 points over them actually. Shouldn't need to be working that one out. So today's game is much more important than the Brighton game on the basis of our season. As you can see though, we're only 9 points behind Birmingham, which given how poor our season has been is quite remarkable. Now I've looked at our squad. I'm actually extremely happy with our team in general, which is part of the reason why I'm going to stay. I think Jackson Irvine can come back, Ben Chief can go onto the reserves again, and he can go there, and Phil can come back in there. That means that Glover can come back into the bench for Matthew Campbell. You're only allowed so many lone players in your squad, and we had the maximum 5, so when I tried to put Ben Sheaf onto the bench, it was like not having it. So any fitness issues, otherwise I want to really stick with the same team. Ryan Gall's maybe a bit icky. In fact no, we're going to bring in Leon Henderson. It's only 1% difference in fitness, but still I'd rather have Liam Henderson in. As you can see, morale's shot up as well. Bentner now was happy to stay. The only is Phil, who's unhappy at failure to strengthen the squad, and I think he's annoyed because I treated Alex Bruce poorly. So if we can get rid of Alex Bruce in the window, that'll help a bit of that. Phil is also wanted by Bristol City and Verona, both as loans, though I'm actually going to make unavailable for loan as the deal there, because I'd be happy to sell him, but not loan him. He also does have that minimum release fee clause, which I wasn't aware of. Somehow I managed to miss that for 1.6 million, but he was brought in for free, so that's fine. Anyone else that I wish to change? Nope, not really. So the team instructions that I've changed is I've just basically told my fullbacks to my wing backs cross from deep, cross more, and and aim for the centre. I've told my strikers to move into channels and run from position. And I've told Liam Henderson, or the number 10 role if you want, to stay further forward just to try and add that bit of extra attacking grunt. Business wise, for the transfer window, we already have 2 done deals. We've got a lad called Ducara. He's a striker who, funnily enough, played for Leeds. He's coming in for free. He was a free agent. I was sort of searching for just other strikers, and he came up. Not one big wage. I thought, yeah, let's go for it. He's not the youngest, but he adds a bit of experience and a decent player for this level. It's a decent ball in. If Pellinard can win it, he can. It's back for Cummings, knocked out by Stuart Dallas. Cummings all over that. Oh yeah, and I've told Jason Cummings to close down more. That's the other one that I'm forgetting about. Cummings, Boyce, Pellinard, Cummings. He's taking a dig from there. All that patience, and then you just have a dig anyway. It doesn't quite work for me. So yeah. And the only other bit of business is Corey Evans is confirmed as now a Fulham player. Of course, he's been on loan at Fulham, and they offered us, we'll buy him if you pay us at the end. And if he plays 10 games, I reduced that to 20 games. Sorry, they offered. I reduced that to 10 games to try and get the deal over the line. Just get rid of him off the wage budget more than anything. And he triggered that. Now I think I've actually cost myself a bit of money doing that, because he wouldn't have played the full 20, I don't think, before January was over, which would have gave us a bit more of the loan money. However, it's a confirmed deal that he will go in January. I'm not that fussed. He's off the wage bill. It's one less stress. Jackson Irvine, Henderson, Boyce, sort of looks like he's got it stuck in his feet. Difficult to see in 2D though. Irvine, Phil, Boyce. Well over from Liam Boyce. It's both our midfielders booked as well now. So that's a bit of business that I've done confirmed. There's a defender I've made a move for, which will allow us to sell Alex Bruce and Kel McFadzean, who I think have been an absolute disaster for us. If we can sign this guy, he'll come in slightly higher wages than both of them, but a much better all-round defender. 29-year-old playing in the second tier of Spanish football. I can't remember, Liga 1, 2, 3 I think it's called on the game. I'm not sure if that's its actual name. I think Liga Adelante seems to stick in my head for some reason, but again, I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to call it that. So if we can get him, I'd be happy. The guy looks fairly decent, and came recommended quite highly by my scouts, and he was transfer listed for 400k. So we've got the deal. I think it'd be 200k up front, 250k up front with 150k over 4 years, just to try and allow us a bit more wiggle room with transfers going forward. I did ask the board to give us a bigger transfer budget. They refused. However, I did say if we sell any players, because I'm expecting to lose Liam Henderson in this window, his value has hit his minimum release clause for higher leagues. So I think previously we only were getting 700,000, 10%, which would be 700,000, and I'm like, I'm not sure I can replace Liam Henderson for 700,000. So I went to the board and said, I've brought a lot of value to the team. Can you reward me with letting me reinvest some of that money if we sell a player? Was sort of the gist of the one I went with, and they've increased. They said, yeah, that's fine, you have increased our value of our playing squad, we'll give you some increasement, and it's 25% now for any player that's sold. So it's still not ideal, but it's still got to be a lot more money for every player that we sell this window, which would allow us to bring in a new player. I was kind of hoping that because our wage budget's lower and we've done well, that the board would give me some money and I was kind of hoping if they give us $3 million, I will just sign Rob Holding outright, because he's such a good young player. If we could have got the deal done, now I would expect him to ask for silly wages, but I would have probably tried to have met them to get a player of his potential into the club on a permanent basis. And the fact that he's English as well allows English premium. Go with that one again. And I'm going to do this. This is something I've been doing a bit more. Is guys who are not playing well at half time, is just telling them that, listen, you can play better than this, and seeing how it works out. And it seems to have done. Certainly in the Rotherham game, while we were ahead at half time, the second half we were almost a different animal, which I thought was highly unusual, because usually when I'm leading at half time and I tell the team something, we're god awful in the second half. But it seems to have worked a little bit. I don't know if there's any reason for that, or if it's just something that was over a small sample. So I'm just going to keep trying it and see how it goes. Rob Holding's heading accuracy is god awful there. He's managed to play it to a Leeds player twice, when there was 3 players in white available. Roof. Amar Roof's decided to go alone, and it's not the best effort, shall we say. Theo Pellinar picks up that loose ball back to Jackson Irvine. Liam Henderson. Feeling I'm getting a bit more passion for the save again as well. Partly that's obviously because we're winning games again, but when I go through the squad, I feel like this is my squad. This is a squad that is developing. It's going to mould in my name, and I'm just starting to enjoy that a bit again. I'm tempted to bring off Jason Cummins though in this game, because he's having an absolute howler. Yeah, that sort of sealed it, mate. So we're going to put Boyce into the advanced playmaker role, which he hasn't really played yet for us, but I know he can do it. We're going to bring on Bentner in the target man role and see how it goes. Ayling. It's away only as far as O'Kane. Murphy. Oh, he's got the better of his man, but that's a good block. I think that was Ash Taylor. Ash Taylor's actually came in and done extremely well. Bentner. He's got Boyce alongside him in space. It's on his left foot. He's put it wide. How do you not hit the target there, man? Yeah, I think what we're going to do is Correa for Jackson Irvine, and I just don't like yellow cards, so Gold off for Palmer and move Henderson back. Don't really like doing that, but just yellow cards. Let's not risk it. Chris Wood somehow getting all that space. O'Kane, Roof, Rhea equal to that effort. He's another player that's developing really nicely. My staff are now telling me he'd be a leading player in the Championship, which is good. In fact, there's a lot of players that are actually getting that. Jason Cummins has it. Rhea definitely has it. Henderson, I think, is a good player in the Championship, but he still has 5-star potential, where I don't think Rhea or Cummings do. I think they've got to the age where it's no longer star potential, it's what you can get basically. The sort of captain where they can go. So I assume that's down to tutoring or something, the fact that they can't be tutored anymore, and I've messed that up. Nonetheless, Dallas in, away by Prestia. Henderson can't get there before Ayling. Pereira, Palmer. Oh, that's shocking. Chris Wood, he's hit the post. Can't remember if he's given us many chances like that in recent games. Wood to Stuart Dallas. Player I'd be very keen on signing if I played with wingers, but we don't, so That's irrelevant for now. Martins Pereira, it's a good interception. Forward to Palmer. Bentner. And the highlight. Seems like almost a nothing highlight there. MK Dons are winning, so we are going to drop down a position unless we can find a goal here. It's not too much of a disaster, of course. It would still be 5 points above Leeds, which is good enough for me just now. And it's another point in the kitty. Dallas with the free kick. It's over. Thought that was him when it beat the ball there, to be honest with you. It's one of those, if I'd seen it in 3D, I'd have probably been, yep, it's way over, it's not an issue. Oh, Antonson's got it. Chris Wood. Rob Holding away, only as far as Bridcut. Henderson away, again only as far as Bridcut. No, Palmer in this time. Squeaky bum time. It's forward again. Antonson. Can't be onside, surely. Apparently he is. Holding's got there anyway. Ash Taylor forward. Can't get it to Bentner. Bridcut. Roof. Out to Stuart Dallas. Ayling. Please just be an end of game highlight now. Just one of those really, really long end of game highlights. Now that I've got the ball, obviously I want it not to be, but when I've got the ball, I just want it to be a long end of game highlight. Pellinard. Bentner. Palmer. Good ball into Boyce. It's a good save from the goalkeeper, Peacock Farrell. Everyone back for Leeds. Goes in. Can't find Holding as Pontus Jansson. Clears it. Will be a throw in. Pellinard into Casey Palmer. Oh, that's poor from the Frenchman. Chris Wood. And Martins Pereira, the man who absolutely bosses on Ayling. Ronaldo Vieira. Blocked. It's full time. 0-0. I will take that. I wanted a win today to get that extra little bit clear. But I will take it. Nonetheless. We actually gain a position. I thought we were dropping down once. We're up to 17th on goal difference over Cardiff, who had an absolute drubbing to MK Dons. 2 points behind Walsall. And we're squeezing back into that mid-table zone. I just got an achievement called Park the Bus. I'm not sure what that's for. Anyway guys, that will be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.